Alrighty, the button has been pressed. The light has turned green. We have not lost all signal. So I think we're all set and ready to go here for another episode of Super Robot Sundays here on Sound Goblin Gaming. As we continue with part 37 of our playthrough of Super Robot Wars 30. Try not to suck any dicks on the way through the parking lot. I am, as always, Bograt.
I am the Krampus.
I'm Shiv.
I'm Hunter Green.
And I'm Vincent. All right, who's for more Gal Gar?
Yep. Yeah, so we're in the sort of lock-in phase right now, right at the end of the chapter. So,
Also, we got Sakura back. This Sakura. I forgot that we lost her.
Yeah, they broke in and added her to like the King of Destruction or whatever.
yeah.
Conqueror
Conqueror King.
Conqueror King.
Genesect.
So Genesec is a different thing, but Genesec got taken over by the Conqueror King.
Yeah. Yeah, but she was in Conqueror King Genesect.
Yes.
Is that kind of like being in Genesis?
No. No blast processing.
Also, we don't have to fight the Battle of Solomon like 8 times.
Aww. I mean, we don't have to, but can we? Can we?
Solomon was only like 5. Abawaku was like 20.
Yeah.
Because somehow everyone in every side story not only survived, but ended up at Abawaku.
There's a side story. They're going to survive a decent amount of time.
Can have a side story.
That's
where
not
people
true.
die.
Plenty of people die in side stories.
Yeah.
Look at Missing Link.
You have to?
Missing Link is fine.
I must be thinking of something else.
Yeah, almost certainly. Missing Link is the
Missing Link is where
with the like
Slave Racer from.
yeah, the Slave Wraith squad, Totus Ritter,
I'm definitely not thinking of that.
Pale Rider,
Yeah, Pale Riders.
and the secret Federation Black Ops team led by a commander named Grave, who is certainly not evil.
Spoilers. Yeah, yes, he was.
What?
It's also strange how Genesis is probably the best way of playing through stuff like that.
I mean, at the moment, it's one of the only reliable ways to do so.
Yeah.
I think there's actually like a Steam release of Missing Link.
There is, it's not good. Like, that's the thing to remember, is that a lot of the side story stuff in Genesis is actually from games, not actually, like, manga.
I'm trying to remember what it is that was just.
I mean, there's plenty of stuff that's really bad.
Yeah, it doesn't really
It turns out when you make 150,000 one-year war side stories, the vast majority of them are going to be dog shit.
That's fair.
On the bright side, while this is more Braves and Gal Gar being thrown at us, this is the Gal Gar mission you really want to happen.
It's also the last one, isn't it?
Technically speaking, it is the last actual, like, straight Gal Gar mission, but it is, yes, it's where we get final Gal Gar.
Yes.
Final Gal Gar with, I think, probably the largest pilot cast in the entire history of Super Robot Wars.
Yes. Almost certainly. It is the largest one in this game for sure, which is saying something considering we have multiple five-person suits.
Yeah.
Yes, final Gal Gar with its 1 pilot and 6 sub-pilots.
Notably, all of them can be pilots.
Yes, all of them can be the main pilot, essentially. It is Guy, Mikoto, Renee, Kaido, Mamoru, Hinoki, and Keita.
Now, the downside is we can't use all those units we're not using anyways.
I was about to say.
Oh, but we do get Better Man Cataphract.
We also get Better Man Cataphract. So another thing that was going through my head is a very loose definition of challenge run for this game is just stick to a single series. I was thinking, which one of these would actually be challenging?
You could do that, but that's going to be way heavier limits on unit numbers, realistically.
Yeah, but that's the only issue there, and in most missions that's not going to matter. Especially since a lot of single units on most difficulties can just carry an entire battle.
For most of the story missions, yeah, you'd probably be fine. You just couldn't do. There's a lot of like the side missions that maybe that wouldn't work that well.
There are some that specifically require.
Anything that's like a hold the line mission or whatever is going to be fucking impossible if you've only got like 3 or 4 units.
Yeah, those can be hard. Even then, it also depends how deep you are into the game. At a certain point, if you actually have like enough EXC to, and what unit it is, but yeah, how good their map attacks are, etc. Like Knights and Magic doesn't have very many units, but Ernie will and the Ikaruga will carry the entire fucking mission by himself, probably.
Again, for most missions, yes. For something like a hold the line mission, you'd be still stretched pretty thin. The best series to probably do it with, realistically, would actually be Victory.
You got a decent amount of units for Victory. Majestic Prince, I'd probably say, has a leg up on that one. Mostly because the unit quality is higher than Victory.
It is, but that also means you have to field the rhinos.
Yeah, and?
I'll field every fucking gun blaster in existence before I field fucking Randy and the rhinos.
You don't have to. You're just limited to that series. Which still gives you like 6 units if you ignore the rhinos.
Ray Earth also is actually probably a pretty good call.
Yeah.
You get the... I mean, it ends up being... You would get more of them later in the game. But you would have the 3 main rune gods. Then you'd get Lantis. You'd get the FTO and Giant Sangyong. Yeah, I mean, if anything, realistically, probably the biggest benefit of Majestic Prince is you would have them all early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, even for Victory, you don't get the V2 and the second V2 until much later in the game.
Confirm something. Missions have been weird lately. We do have Gao Gaigar on the field, right?
Yes, this one
Yes.
does. This one does auto field Gao Gaigar. And we do specifically need to use him to beat Betterman Cataphract when it shows up. Actually, funnily enough, I know exactly what series I would use to do that single series run. And obviously, you have to make the allowance for getting to the point where you actually are able to get them. I would use Sakura Wars.
Yeah, Sakura Wars would work fine. You got like...
It's 5 units, and they're all completely fucking unhittable.
Yeah. Narrative depends on interpretation and how loose you want to be with it. Either have the narrative and very eventually
The only things that are considered specifically narrative are the narrative, the Phoenix, and the Silver Bullet Suppressor.
Yeah. As far as the plot of this game is concerned, however, technically Amuro, Quattro, and Camille are directly tied to the narrative plot and how you get them.
They are, but none of the suits they have are...
They're not narrative suits.
From narrative.
Again, it depends on how loosely or strictly you interpret the challenge.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably the hard or one of the hardest ones, at least from like actual main series with plot in this game, if you interpret it strictly. But the difficulty falls off a cliff if you interpret it loosely.
Yeah, because then you get to field both Amuro and Char, and nothing has any meaning anymore.
Yeah. And Camille is a good unit.
Yes.
We're not using him as a fucking roster bloat. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way.
Yeah, I believe Gao shows up in the second phase.
Yeah, they specifically mentioned that they're holding off so they can build Genesik.
Yeah, basically restore Genesik now that they blew the Conqueror King out of him. Yeah, because the defeat condition changes at point 2 to guy shot down, which means you're guaranteed to have him on the field. As funny as it would be to have a defeat condition that you can subvert solely by not fielding that unit.
I mean, my implication on that would be they're not fielded, they're on the ship, so if the ship goes down, that would count.
Well, that doesn't matter. Allied warship shot down is always a defeat condition.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Literally every single mission in the game, if any of your warships get blown up, you lose.
I mean, we're well into the point of the game where
not gonna happen.
That being said,
That's not
even,
gonna happen.
I mean, even from the beginning of the game, it's not going to fucking happen. Because even early in the game, before you have all the insane stat ups and everything, they still have like massive amounts of health, and at that point, things are doing nothing, damage wise.
No, they're only in danger on like basically the highest difficulties.
Yeah, if you do
until
like
it
super
decides
hard,
to-
if you do like super hard or super hard plus, and do dumb shit like charging your warships directly into a bunch of enemies, yeah, you're going to be in You're going to be in trouble. But other than that, there's not really a threat to the warships in these games. Never has been. It's part of why actually the Yamato ended up being such a beast of a unit, is because we could just throw it in wherever we
could
wanted,
tank the
and
entire
it's not
hull.
going to fucking care.
I've been talking with someone who their first experience with the franchise is demo for Y, and they're talking about like, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna reign in my main team of like 5 or 6. And I'm like, A, your team's gonna be much bigger than that,
Yeah, generally about 15.
and
Yeah.
B, you're saying that you're keeping her because she can kill. Not understand how, unless you're playing on the much higher difficulties, healing is important.
Honestly, even if you're playing on the much higher difficulties, healing isn't really important, because if you're playing on super hard or super hard plus and you get hit, you're usually dead. Until things shift the other direction.
until things shift the other direction, until you have enough spirits to
So actually like
avoid
do
that.
like persist and wall and barrier. Basically, if you don't actually have a defensive spirit to use,
Yeah.
you will fucking explode if things touch you.
Vast majority of the time, yeah. But also, when it comes to healing your units, you don't need a healer unit. Just go in the ship.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the other thing too. Healing spirits generally are not great. Like, you will notice throughout this playthrough, Vince does in fact use a healing spirit very regularly. That's because Wish does other things too.
Yes, there is technically heal on Wish. I forget that it has it.
We've used healing on very specific missions, like the one where we had to use
Yes.
Koji to fight a bunch of enemies on his own. in
Yes.
Ichinaga.
Yeah.
Yes, when we had to use Koji in the Ichinana specifically to fight a bunch of dudes and he was getting his shit pushed in, we used healing there.
Yes.
Outside of that, we have used Wish a bunch because Wish also triggers like gain and fortune.
Yeah, we're using it for the buff effects, not for the heal.
We quite regularly use Wish on things that are currently at full health just to give them gain and fortune.
I also had to explain, like, yeah, a lot of these series, you're not going to be seeing their story, or their, like, characters are going to be from end of the series. Because they've already gone through those series, like, 20 times for some of them.
I mean, it all kind of depends on what they're deciding to do with it, realistically. Sometimes they do either end of series or post series stuff. Sometimes, even if it's a series they've done a dozen times before, they will actually do, like, have it as main part of the story again. It really just kind of depends on what fits best with the themes of the actual game story.
Yeah, no, he was commenting on G Gundam and Code Geass, and like, G Gundam has been in 13 Super Robot Wars games, not counting the mobile.
Yeah.
They have done that story to death.
The last couple times it's shown up, it's been explicitly post G Gundam.
In why it is
It-
specifically post.
It was explicitly everybody laughing their asses off at Domon and going, Rain, I love you! And it made like, shut the fuck up.
So you know how they have like the encyclopedia entries
Uh-huh.
for like key things? They have that for like I forget what they call it, like the most something kiss or a confession.
Yeah.
And that one actually doesn't have an entry, but it is it's given like the text color as if it does. It does not have an actual entry.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, no, this is thing.
Speaking of Super Robot Wars Y, since the last time we streamed, the full announcement was made of actually what non-Bam Presto original stuff is going to be in the first 2 DLCs. So we can talk about that very briefly. So DLC 2, which I'll talk about first because it's frankly the less exciting one,
Yeah.
has Kotetsu Jeeg, or Steel Jeeg, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. Steel Jeeg is pretty fucking cool. I am excited for that. It has Getarobo the Jet Black Drifters, which is a brand new naming for some Getarobo stuff that's actually kind of original to like Super Robot Wars and all that stuff. But it is the Black Getter, which actually whips ass because it means we are getting, like you actually see in the like preview trailer, we get the Noir versions of the Getter Boys, which Ryoma Noir is probably the coolest looking version of Ryoma that has ever existed. He is so fucking cool.
Getter Noir has a gun.
Yeah, no, straight up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he does pull out a revolver.
Getter Black #1 does in fact just pull out a fucking gat and shoot bitches. It's fucking awesome.
It's our tomahawks anymore.
And we are getting the Brave Fighter of Legend Dagarn, which is the 3rd Brave series ever, and this is its first time ever being in a Super Robot Wars game. So it's really funny that we keep drifting backwards in Braves. Dagarn is pretty cool. Dagarn is interesting. I haven't actually watched most of it. I only kind of know it by reputation of being part of the Brave series. But my understanding is it's one of the more highly regarded Brave series, especially from the early era. So I'm eager to see how that works out. Then we get DLC 1, which we'll talk about now, which is Contract from the Darkness. DLC 2 is entitled Awakening of a Soul. They are all sort of thematically related. Contract from the Darkness. So we've got Galaxy Cyclone Brager, which is your standard 70s mecha anime kind of thing. I have not actually watched Brager. I know it only by reputation. I may actually try and give it a watch before we stream, just because I think out of everyone in our group, I'm probably the one fondest of that era of mecha anime. I will watch the most episode of the week, dumb shit like garbage, because I just kind of find it entertaining. Then the first big announcement that was in it,
Big announcement.
the return of Big O to Super Robot Wars, which you fucking love to see. Big O is a great series. Big O and Super Robot Wars has always been fantastic. We're getting both the Big O unit with Roger Smith as pilot and also Dorothy as an assist, which will be pretty solid. And then
Count up your sins.
the big premiere, Fudo PI, The Portrait of Kamen Rider Skull, which is the movie of the anime adaptation of the manga sequel to Kamen Rider Double.
It's a movie that's a prequel to Kamen
Kamen Rider
Rider
Double.
Double of the anime, or of the anime of the
Manga, that's the
that's
sequel.
a sequel of Double.
Yeah. But this does mean we are getting Kamen Rider Double and Kamen Rider Skull.
And Excel.
And Excel. Yeah, Excel is an additional unit in there. So we're getting 3 Kamen Riders in here, which is super excited. Double, to begin with, is pretty much Krampus's favorite Kamen Rider series.
Yeah.
So he's super fucking stoked about this. I really like Double.
Yeah.
I'm more excited that we're getting Skull,
Skull?
because Skull is the coolest fucking Kamen Rider that has ever existed. Skull is so fucking cool. I'm sure he's going to be a dog shit unit, but I'm still going to use him because he's so fucking cool. He's a Kamen Rider with a skeleton motif who wears a white scarf and fedora and is just like the coolest motherfucker you have ever seen. He whips ass. But the bigger thing is that Krampus and I talked about this the other day, like on the day the actual announcement came out and we were kind of looking through it. We are starting to get more and more like tokusatsu stuff kind of
We may
bleeding
get
into
another Toku
SRW.
game.
We may get another Toku game, or at the very least start just seeing tokusatsu as a very standard entry into Super Robot Wars, and I'm like 100% here for it. Because obviously we already had Ultraman in here,
Yep.
which was, it's the anime Ultraman, but it's still obviously a Toku series. And likewise, we're getting Fudo PI. It's the anime, of a Toku series, but it's still a Toku series at its core. We're also getting the themes from Double and Fudo PI in there.
I just can't wait to Rider kick the shit out of Godzilla.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so overall, it's going to be.
Yeah, like I don't care how they do it. I don't care if it's like a mediocre game. I'll still pay with my wallet day one.
That's final. Go.
Get a
Yeah, if they do another like superhero Tyson.
superhero ties in, or crossing both my fingers for an actual like tokusatsu focused.
Well, that's what superhero Tyson was.
But that also had like Gundam folded in it and stuff.
Not the original one.
Oh, not the original one? Okay.
No, the original, was it like Chojin Superhero Tyson or whatever, was Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Super Sentai. only.
Okay, yeah. So
The one that you have is a later game in the series that included like the Gundams, but they also weren't piloted Gundams. They weren't SD Gundams, but they were Gundams as though they were just robots. It was very fucking weird, actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, so now we have final Gao Gai Gar, which is a cool as shit unit.
What's his pride? Oh, knife!
We're also going to have a lot of level gains because
Yes,
there's a
most
lot
of these pilots are
characters.
very low level.
not just a 8-level jump, no big.
I'm pretty sure guys in like the 150s to 160s, and the entire rest of the support cast on that unit is like 60 to 70.
Kata and Hinoki are like 80. Around about. Just now, they jumped into like the mid 70s. They got recruited a little later than Gao Fai Gar with Mamoru and face, so. Kaido.
Yeah.
Took me a second.
For all of you, a question. What is this bullshit?
That being said, with that jump, I think they should all now have their final spirits. At the very least, if not now, then it should be like the next time they get a kill.
Yes, I think they all popped up now.
Generally speaking, like 55 is about the latest a final spirit comes in. Sometimes, very rarely, it's at 60. But yes, we do have 7 pilots on final Gao Gai Gar, all of which have a full roster of spirits because they are all full main pilots. But yeah, we will definitely be talking a lot more about Super Robot Wars Y next week because it will come out during the week this week. And I will just be powering through it pretty much the entire weekend up to when we stream. So
It's preloaded on my Switch and just waiting for the release thing.
yep. I will do the preload on Steam as soon as they allow it because Steam usually only does it about a day before.
Yeah.
Yeah, Switch does their things specifically a week before the thing comes out. That's just when pre-orders do their thing. Also when they charge.
Yes, I mean that's also because console is significantly harder to preload and then utilize essentially hacking to get around the preload and start playing the game early. Granted, it's harder now on Steam than it used to be.
Yeah.
Steam used to be you would preload the game, then set Steam into offline mode, move your system clock forward, and then just be able to play because it was literally just a timer check on the actual like game itself, where it was like, oh, check what time it is. Oh, it's not time yet, but it's like, oh, we can't contact the Steam servers. Well, what does local time say? Now, if you want to do it, there's a whole like process of essentially spoofing routes to the Steam servers to lead to a different time server.
Makes sense.
Now, mind you, there are multiple time servers out there that people just maintain that you can essentially spoof to, that they just like leave set like a week ahead. But it is a little bit more complicated. It involves like editing host files and a whole bunch of stuff I would not recommend somebody who doesn't know what they're doing mess with.
Okay, we're absent one of them.
Try and pull that core out. You just killed everyone in the area.
There we go. There's the last one.
Yep.
Kaido gets his last one at 60.
Yeah.
Takes Kaido just a little bit longer to get bravery. That being said, we do have a little bit more level-wise to get on them as far as the actual like sub-skill stuff, not spirit commands.
There's a bit of that, but more importantly, is just having a bigger pool of
SP,
spirit.
yeah.
SP, yeah.
Yeah, because Mamaru doesn't actually max out Brave until 80. Likewise with Kaido. Those, I think, are the only two we have left still that are still gaining their pilot skills.
Yeah, and they all max out before 100.
Yeah.
Because the game was, I think, only 100 levels initially.
I want to say it was 150, but even still.
Yeah.
Honda Steve's nuts.
Ew.
Okay.
Yeah. Fun fact: if you didn't do the special thing here, where you specifically kill Betterman Cataphract with Final Galgai Gar, in the original game, you just didn't get Betterman Cataphract.
Yeah.
Because if you don't defeat him here with Final Galgai Gar, he does not actually join after this mission. He doesn't normally join until Extra Chapter, which was a DLC. I mean, it was a free DLC, but...
Have enough spare for this.
Yes, he's got a shit ton.
35 each.
Yeah, he's got enough for 2 more donks.
Oh, okay, that would put him below 130. No. Just at 130, plainly. Yeah, main pilot.
Yeah, that one's main pilot only.
I don't believe switch pilots on the fly on this one.
No. Main pilot is hard set when you...
For Final Galgaiar, yeah.
You could also throw an Analyze on Betterman if you haven't done so yet.
That is true. It didn't show
Your town.
your down.
I keep forgetting that that's a thing that it'll just let you know.
For the most part. It doesn't take crits into account, but...
Well, that was a crit, so. But even then, it's good, so. Worst comes to worst, you have on Rogue and just Mercy.
やっぱり敵だったのかよ。俺たちの勇気で立ち向かうぞ。ケイタ、ゴルディオンアーマー発動。承認。了解。ゴルディオンアーマー。セーフティーデバイス。リリーブ。スロークン
Some hand made of hammers. God damn.
Uh-huh.
Oh, his crotch once again.
I don't know. Not quite the same as having to smash a button or smash a glass panel to get a button to use your special attack.
No, but it does require 2 simultaneous palm strikes
It does.
from 2 different people. Oh, I hate it when a spirit wanders inside my sepulchrum.
Translation, they're going to Waffle House.
We lose one of these several upcoming battles, humanity is probably annihilated. There are really a lot of people gunning for that for some stupid reason.
So the thing that's genuinely funny to me about this whole sequence is, you know, it's super common in Super Robot Wars for them to like smash a couple things together or whatever and have a bunch of like interactions with stuff that interact in like weird ways that are like, you know, like, oh, Dragonium is actually the source of Getter rays and shit like that. This is all actually just canonical within the series it's from, because this is actually just like, oh, better men and evoluters cannot coexist. They're like, it's possibly the only time the idiot word salad in a Super Robot Wars game is not due to it being Super Robot Wars.
Yeah.
In fairness, that makes sense considering it's Gal Gaigar and idiot word salad. Sometimes just comes out from that alone. Must secure a genetic sample you should have by now. It's not that hard. Like, at all.
Pretty sure you could just send like a person to Earth and not an invading fleet and grab some people.
Or just grab some DNA. It's not even that intrusive. It's
I don't
Grab
know.
a
Apparently,
glass off a table.
one of their most competent agents is Jart, so
Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't know if they could just send one dude. like throw a sack over somebody's head and drag them off. Not sure Jart could manage that.
I didn't even realize we still haven't finished Gridman story.
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah, we haven't finished.
Gridman story doesn't get wrapped up until literally the end game missions.
Oh.
Yeah, Alexis Karib is one of the like next to last bosses in the entire game. At least as far as
Yeah, I
before
think-
you get to post game.
I think he is like second to last mission. Third to last. It is all in final chapter.
Yeah.
Because it is. He is the first mission of final chapter. Is the Gridman stuff. Then it's the victory stuff. Then it's technically there are two missions which I really kind of consider one because it is like prelude to the final battle and then final battle.
Oh no! These two idiots.
So we were talking about it a little bit just before stream. Realistically, we probably have about 2.5 to 3 months left on 30. Just based on the rate we tend to make it through scenarios, and we're getting into the end game where scenarios are going to tend to be longer, but at the same time, we have much fewer side scenarios remaining. I think the entirety of Chapter 9 has like 4. Not counting the one that we will probably just do once. Because it is actually repeatable. Alternatively, if we do it multiple times, I'll probably just do a bunch of them off stream. Because there are different rewards for every time you complete it up to like the 11th.
Yeah. And the rewards start to repeat. Or it's the same.
It's
reward.
literally, it's always an EXE boost after 11 and onward.
Yeah.
All right. We
Yeah.
are in chapter 9. Only 2 o'clock. What do we got? Plenty of
Yeah.
time.
We got all that stuff. And we also have,
Whole bunch of stuff over here.
yep. All right, well, let's start with this Ace Chat.
Welcome aboard, Aces. But not actually, let me. It's just cut out. It is weird that it gives them parentheses for their speech as opposed to standard Japanese mark that other people do when they're speaking. Because they also use the parentheses and like inner monologue.
Better men don't speak.
They're
It's tele-
psychic.
It's telepathy.
Oh.
That's why it's in parentheses, because they are in fact thinking.
Okay. Bye, Usopp.
Immediately gets out of the simulator pod, runs over to Usos, punches him in the side.
Shino about to die.
Just takes off the glasses, folds them up very neatly, puts it in his pocket. All right.
Char versus another.
Okay, I have to take it back. If somebody's getting out of the simulator pod and beating up their opponent in their simulator pod, it's going to be Quattro.
Like, wait a minute, I thought we were doing Gundam battles. Ernie pops out of nowhere. Okay, well, strictly speaking, the Yakushiki.
Okay. Normal stuff. Ish.
Those are just ones we'll do off screen. Okay, so the way that this works is that the two that have stars on them are two story missions. They can be done in either order to advance the story. Operations Heaven's Gate does also unlock some additional DLC. Doing Heaven and World locks us into only having certain specific missions available until we complete one of two of those missions.
Okay.
So you're saying we want to do everything other than Heaven and Worlds?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Right. So the side stuff.
Also,
first.
Beautiful, Righteous, and Strong is mildly a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's the female character.
Female only one, yeah.
We have enough female
Yeah.
characters that could easily.
It's only mildly a pain in the ass, but
Yeah. Yeah, we'll start with countdown here. We might as well get this out of the way. Because we ain't gain anything as a reward for any of these that I'm going to give any resemblance of a flying fuck about.
How about this fine Blend Tech blender?
I mean, Operation
fine.
Heaven's Gate gives us the ultra full burst mode on Red 5.
Oh, no. We'll get stuff from the story missions. The side missions, I don't think we have much of anything left. Yeah, because we still have upgrades for Majestic Prince.
Yeah, so we get the ultra full burst mode attack from the story mission, and then the DLC that unlocks after it is the 2-part DLC that gets us Red 5 Plus.
Yeah.
Other than that, most of what we have left to unlock at this point are like we're going to get some, I mean, fairly decent, admittedly, but still just power parts. If we hadn't already gotten Gablé, we would get Gablé from this mission. Technically speaking, we get really incredibly awesome shit from Showdown with the Unknown, but we do have to do it multiple times before we really get the good stuff.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, whether or not we complete this mission first does change one of the upcoming key missions, but it's not that big a deal. It's literally if you do countdown and didn't get Gablé early, you get Gablé out of countdown. If you don't do countdown, then when you get to key mission 9-2, you get Gablé in that mission, as well as the ability to get the Cavalry Temple. As opposed to the other version of 9-2, where you already have Gablé, and so you just have the ability to get Cavalry Temple.
What, another one? I assume there's nothing special in this one.
No.
Okay.
Again, this is solely to, if you did not do it earlier, recruit Gablé.
Yeah, makes sense. Oh, wrong one. Oh, it's not like I don't know to on that.
スーツ相手と変わらないはずだ。シールドをコントロールする。これでこんなことになるとは。
I think it just got twos. Yeah.
Yeah, they stagger them a little bit, so not really great lines.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
I might not be able to do the other ones actually. There we go. I don't know, like here or something.
It is weird they never patched that.
Huh.
The fact that that didn't get translated.
Eh.
やっていいの？ああ、思う存分暴れてこい。これでこんなことになるとは。オルガ、こっちは終わったよ。
Deflect beam weapons, you say?
殴れば倒せるなら問題ない。使ってやるからもっとよこせ。ああ。これなら。それは失敗だ。向かってくる奴には遠慮しねえぞ。ドラゴンのパワーを極限まで引き出す。タイミング合わせろ。ゲッターシャイン。シャインスパーク。
Yeah, Armageddon would also be a bit rough no matter how you do it for trying to do a single series. I think you pretty much just have Shin Getter Dragon for most of it.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're going to be rolling de-evolution for quite a while, you'd only have those two.
Way in space.
あと何人倒せばいい？
立ちふさがるやつ全部だ。
一気に
いかん、総員脱出しろ。
思ったよりやってなかったな。
I am kind of glad that let's see. Oh, there's no. The base game applied just so much better.
I mean, that's always the way it is with Super Robot Wars games. They are primarily
Gundam.
Gundam. Just because there's almost always at least 2 to 3 UC things in it, plus generally at least 1 AU.
It really boils down to, like, Gundam was one of the founders of SRW to begin with, and
Has more content.
of
it
the
can
3
say.
founders
Yeah.
has more content than both the others combined. So
They have never called you, man, the heavy metal slayer. Michael.
That gives me ball. My mic was indeed off, and I do not know if that was just because I hadn't said anything in a while or because of battery. Battery. Nope, switching to one.
Receiver dropped on the jackass sting button.
it's like with the battery. Oh, something weird about that.
I mean, we're already dealing with these guys, so yes.
Okay, I think it was because it was. This one is not.
Yeah. I don't know. I rarely see the lights on them because they're covered by the dead cat. So
That was why I was asking. It's like fairly certain solid, but I don't see it all.
あんたじゃ俺に捕まえた。次はどうすればいい？オルガ。
Did 2 shots of the thumbnail?
Like 3 or 4 at this point.
If you want a thumbnail of Mikazuki killing someone, you can just take an image of Mikazuki killing someone and make it a thumbnail for it.
Oh, it's not Nigasuki killing someone. It's him literally standing just with a mace.
it's not the actual kill. It's the mace slammed into the ground. Somehow, coincidentally, it appeared as like 3 thumbnails over the course of like 5 weeks. And no, we're not going to intentionally do it until Y, where IBO doesn't exist.
That was actually what got. It was like, oh yeah, now that they've announced stuff DLC, we're not getting any IBO, so we can't get that accidentally.
Well, we're not getting IBO out of the 2 DLC that are coming at launch.
Yes.
There's no clear indicator as to whether or not there will be future DLC.
By the way, the odds of us getting it were much lower. We'll have to do it
No, instead we'll just have to replace it with the burning finger animation.
yes. Definitely my part on it. How it's finger.
And I mean, also the other thing about it is like, you said like, oh, you're glad we're, not getting more Gundam in the DLCs. That's also because like, kind of like you alluded to, there's already more Gundam in the main game than there usually is.
That's just I is base game.
Although less UC Gundam than there usually is. CCA. And some MSV stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see what he did to like half your fleet?
But yeah, because we have 3 AUs, or 4 AUs actually, in base game.
Cool. I know we have which one? G7.
And Seed Destiny.
I always forget Destiny.
Block it from memory.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I mean, kind of as we were saying, though, the big thing about it is just like Gundam is always going to be a massive portion of base game for any SRW because, as Shiv said, the first 3 series were Mazinger, Getter Robo, and Gundam. And Mazinger and Getter Robo, like, Mazinger and Getter Robo both have, like, a whole bunch of different versions, but they're all kind of mutually exclusive versions, unless you get into weird stuff like the DLC in this, adding the evolution, which is one of the only ones that really kind of works. Likewise, having Arc and Jet Black Drifters still kind of works because Arc is a sequel to other Getter Robo stuff. It's a sort of a new generation kind of thing, and Jet Black Drifters is like a alternate universe kind of thing. So that still kind of works, but it's like you can't do like there's nothing that's the equivalent of like UC to like Mazinger or Getter Robo. There is at most you have like Mazinger Zeto and Great Mazinger from the actual like originals, which were like 2 series. But even then it's like, okay, well you have the Zeto and the Great Mazinger and you're done.
Yeah, you don't have UC Gundam, then Zeta, then Double Zeta, then Char's Counterattack, then Unicorn, then Victory, all main
F91,
series,
like
F91, like all main series in. And they also like to pull in Crossbone a bunch.
Yeah, Crossbone shows up a lot. Like a lot of the stuff that is even like UC manga that is primarily considered canon, even if it's not officially like anime canon. Like Crossbone comes in a bunch. So there are certain MSV things that almost always show up. Anytime CCA is involved, it's not uncommon at all to also get like the Beltorchika's Children stuff because you usually get the Hainu and the Nightingale as opposed to just the new and Sazabi.
And typically the Alpha and Beta is there. That's like without even going into the astronomical large breadth of stuff that all occurs in the 1-year war that they just never touch on. Like I don't.
Yeah, they very rarely do 1-year war side story stuff in SRW. It's not a very common thing.
Like, have they ever done War in the Pocket or Stardust Memory?
Well, let me see.
Those are actually anime.
I want to say Stardust. Yes. War in the Pocket was an SRW 3 and has been in 11 other games. Stardust Memory was also an SRW 3 and has been in 13 other games.
It's not
So, like,
recently.
Yeah, War in the Pocket was in EX, was in 3, was in EX, was in 4, was in F Final, Compact, Compact 2, Alpha, Impact, GC, XO, and OE. Stardust Memory was in 3, EX, 4, F Final, Compact, Compact 2, Alpha, Alpha Gaiden, A, Impact, Alpha 2, Alpha 3, and then technically Cross Omega, but it's one of the mobile games, so.
Practically. It is not a. They aren't a recent. inclusion.
Sentinel was in SRW 4.
Esteban.
I mean, the reason that Sentinel
I mean,
doesn't
Sentinel
show up
has
is for
issues.
yeah. There's a lot of rights issues involved with Sentinel. 8th MS team was in SRW 64. Was in Compact 2, A, Impact, SC, GC, XO, and OE. F90 was in Super Robot Wars Alpha.
This was the series debut for Victory, right? Or is it showed up before this?
Uso has showed up before this.
Yeah, I don't think this is the series debut.
Kind of odd to this.
I want to say it was in an alpha game.
I can see
It was his first.
Yeah, the debut series for 30 were Gal Gaigar versus Better Man. That
That's-
hardly counts.
Yeah.
Jay Decker, Mazen Kaiser, Infinitism, Knights and Magic, Gridman, and then out of the DLC was Sakura Wars So Long My Love, Ultraman, Majestic Prince Genetic Awakening, Shinkalai the movie, and Get a Robo De-Evolution.
Actually, gotta get around to watching Majestic Prince. It's also in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, from everything I heard, it's not terrible. It's just kind of an average series.
You can join me for watching it, like double speed.
And yeah, Victory first premiered in Super Robot Wars 2G in 1995.
Okay.
Victory's been around for a fucking while.
Gotta be better than the last series. Watch that.
We would have trouble finding something worse. They exist, but they are rare.
So in that comment, brought up about there are people who watch Mega and was a Super Robot Wars. I'm like, yeah, I've now watched a total of 3 series. Because Super Robot Wars, only one of them if I regret it. And I mentioned this series earlier and some of the cross anges. Like, oh,
100%
absolutely.
cross-age.
Like, Gridman is amazing. Dynazenon, he's great. I don't think it's as good as Gridman, but
No.
it's still really good.
No, I like the Dazanon. It is not as good as Gridman.
In Cross Ange, I almost regret watching. I say almost because I watch it with other people who fuck the shit out of it.
And Cross Edge has issues.
Crossenge has entire volumes. Crossenge has issues like National Geographic's collectors have issues.
You really just need to open up if the first episode has a rape room right off the command center.
That was quite literally like someone's.
We can stop talking
Yeah.
now.
Why is Cross Ange? Like, it's a mediocre story at best.
Oh, right.
It doesn't have great characters. It is full of unnecessary service. By the way, there's a rape room in the first episode.
Let's see here. Yeah.
Just like, oh,
Hathaway's Flash first debuted in V. You had Skullheart and Steel 7, which both first showed up in V.
It's not even that there's a rape room in the first episode. That's literally directly off the command center. Place there, like, oh yeah, we just put it there in case you want to sexually assault one of your coworkers.
This was also technically the console debut
Happens often in that
for.
place.
It does happen often in that place.
Yeah, this was also the console debut for IBO, because the only place IBO had shown up before was in DD, which was one of the mobile games.
just interesting mech designs.
like-
having the exposed seats and
The
everything.
exposing, like, think the mech design-wise aside, which is basically flying motorcycles half the time
Yeah.
when they weren't transformed, an excuse to show them in fan servicey outfits. Cross Ange.
Yeah.
Like, the mech combat itself was fine. So if you just dropped the way over the top pervy parts of the series,
Yeah.
you could almost have something resembling something decent. Like, drop the insane amounts of fan service and, I mean, the rampant sexual assault that occurs in the series.
Yeah.
Okay, so having gone through the full list now, the full master list of everything that has shown up in Super Robot Wars games, it looks like the only stuff that was ever in a Super Robot Wars game for like actual UC Gundam that isn't, directly from like an anime is obviously all the Crossbone stuff, F90, and God, why am I blanking on? I just said like a second ago. Hold on, I gotta scroll back through to refresh my memory. Oh, Beltorch's Children, obviously.
Yeah.
That was there. Hathaway's Flash, because
Hathaway's Flash.
the stuff in V obviously predates Hathaway having been animated.
Yeah.
Oh, no, hung around for the DVD. So
That was back in 2017. I think that was before they even announced they were doing an anime of Hathaway.
Have they put any of the stuff in there?
G Unit? Maybe.
Like, I know it's appeared in,
Well, yes.
But yeah, I mean, G-Gen games have done the
Uh,
nearly the entire breadth of use of like 1 year war content.
well, G Unit.
Yeah,
No.
G-Gen, but they've also done
G Unit has never been in a Super Robot Wars game.
Okay.
Frozen Teardrop has.
like the G-Gen games are much more focused typically and will cover a lot more side story stuff.
They're-
than given series.
They're significantly less likely to do a like spin-off manga from a Gundam AU.
Many of the Astray,
Yes.
okay.
Seed Astray was in double. Seed X Astray was also in double. Cross Omega, but that doesn't count. Yeah, so Seed Astray and Seed X Astray were both in double.
It'd be great if we could get that instead.
Eh. I mean, there are things I would take even within Seed before taking Astray. They could always bring back Stargazer.
Yeah.
That was in K.
Yeah, Stargazers, it would be great too.
Sure, with Siege, I'm fine if handful of units in Siege. The fact that we have to deal with fucking Kira, and
Yeah.
The
Aphra,
story of
and
Seed.
the story and characters.
Yeah.
Like I've always said, I love C OST and its mech design. That's about it.
There are tons of things I would love to see them bring back from old Super Robot Wars games that honestly they're probably never going to. But I would love to see like Jushin Liger come back. Let's see, like Jushin Liger would be great. I'm just going down the whole list now. Ideon, I would love to see Ideon again. Because that one's been absent since Alpha 3, like PS1 era. I am happy that we're getting some amount of Macross representation in Y, even if it is just the Delta movie,
Yeah.
which is like, okay, I would love to see Macross 7 come back. I'd love to see Zabungle back. I mean, it's possible because like Bryger, which is coming in the DLC for Y, is like came from around the same era, like started in Super Robot Wars around the same time as Zabungle did. It's actually there's been Bryger, I think, more recently than Zabungle, because Zabungle, the last place it showed up was Z22, and Bryger was in Neo, which was more recent than that, I'm pretty sure. I would actually like to see Escaflowne again, as dumb as it is.
Yeah.
Cross 7 has likewise been absent in Z32. Overman King Geiner is stupid but fun, and outside of mobile games has been absent for like almost 20 years. Shippu Iron Leaguer.
Okay.
You can deploy 24 units on this mission.
Yes, you can deploy 24 units on this mission. So anyways, we deployed these two.
Pat Labor, I'd love to see show back up.
Yeah.
That's been gone for like 10 years.
It's been around a little more recently. I like to see Evan's return.
Could have just deployed Mitzvah to let us. We could have just had Mitzvah out here with the Dress Striker. They let us.
Played everything that has actual levels. I don't want to move around a bunch of useless units, basically.
And of course, there's some stuff that's been exclusively debuted to the mobile games that I would love to see in a main one. One we bring up all the fucking time. Bang Brave, Bang Bravern was in DD.
I feel that was just a matter of time.
That would be great. Invisible Victory is DD exclusive.
I think more full Metal Panic in general.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'd be interested in seeing Saint of Braves Bongon in an actual console game. That's the new Brave series after the Brave series revived after like 10 years of being dead. Like, quite literally, they actually canceled the Brave series that was going to be after Gal Gai Gar. It was that dead.
All 2 of them.
Build Fighters has only ever shown up in Cross Omega.
I'd be totally down if Build Fighter stuff.
Hell yeah.
Van Dread has actually only ever shown up in Cross Omega.
Oh,
Really?
Yep.
that would actually be something I would have expected to have an actual.
Nope.
Wow.
Never been in an actual SRW game, only in Cross Omega. And of course, there's the stupid, ludicrous things that are Cross Omega exclusive that would not actually want to see in a console release, but would be funny as shit.
Crunchy-chin?
Crayon Shin-Chan was in there. Pac-Man was in there. Little Witch Academia was in there. There has been actually a lot of tokusatsu stuff in Cross Omega. Because like Space Sheriff Gavin was in Cross Omega. Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger. Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger.
Like, I know we're getting double. I wonder if one of the issues with potential issues of adding more like Kamen Rider stuff or Tokusatsu stuff in the future is going to be how to incorporate them properly. Mostly a case of like, what do you do for characters? Like for Fudo PI, we have animated versions of
Yeah.
all the characters, but we're not going to have that for. They wouldn't have that if they were going to do like, we're going to do build. Like, are they going to end up doing animated characters? Well,
Almost every Kamen Rider series that has been made since the Heisei era forward does have manga.
they can grab manga designs then.
Yeah.
Of Futopia.
Oh yes,
Started
other
watching that one.
other Cross Omega exclusives, a certain magical cyber trooper.
Given the nature of that,
Love Love alternative.
No. Given the nature of that, so they did a certain magical cyber trooper. They also just do regular index or railgun, or is it only cyber? trooper?
Yes, actually.
Oh,
I mean, Misuka's already fought mechs on her own.
I don't think he killed her in
For space
Actually, I don't know if they've done regular
index or railgun.
index or railgun. I know they've done regular virtual on.
Yeah.
But it does not look like they've actually done.
Okay. It's just the virtual on crossover.
Yeah.
Just the
They,
bizarre.
they've done other. They've done the girl who leapt through space.
Okay.
So there's no logic or rhyme or reason.
They did
Shows
fucking
up.
Lagrange, the flower of Rinne. Like,
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one, so I can't.
Mega Man was in Cross Omega.
Good job, Mega Man.
Mega Man fights robots, sometimes giant robots. He'd be fine.
Yeah.
My Hime was in Cross Omega. Metabots. No. Robotics Notes. Pop Team Epic. Getter Robo High.
Yes.
Garo. Did they cross over with Cross Omega? Magical Princess Minky Momo. Zombieland Saga. Okurano. Yeah, Cross Omega occasionally had some very weird crossovers.
Not that I'm particularly interested in seeing it. But when the last time Ava was in
Ava was in part of the XY or part of the BXT trilogy. It was in
Yeah.
It was in 2 of them, I thought.
I think it was in 2. It was in. It was in V.
Yeah, because I saw a good amount of you guys playing X and T, and then I'll call Ava being. So it'd probably been B.
When we did VXT, we started with T.
Rebuild was in V.
It was in V. Yeah.
Rebuild 1.0 and 2.0 were both in V.
Yep. So
Oh,
recent-
how did B and 4 happen to be then?
Yes, because they didn't exist by
yeah,
the
they didn't
time
exist when
V
the game
came
was
out.
made.
They didn't include them in X or T, and they not in 30.
Which, oh no. 3 and 4.
Actually,
Oh.
Evangelion 3.0, you cannot redo what was also included in V. It's just the reason it wasn't in the list where I was seeing it there was because the debut of 3.0 was actually earlier.
Oh.
It first showed up in Z3.2. And Evangelion Anima has been in Cross Omega. So 4.0 has not been in SRW game, but or sorry, it debuted later. It just didn't debut at the same time because 1.0 and 2.0 first showed up in L, which was way earlier than Z3.2. It was like 5 years before it.
I also await the eventual inclusion of G-Cucks into SRW.
Yeah.
A series that if they do it as a primary just gives them an excuse to throw whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's basically an AU generator.
Given everything, I imagine, if assuming that Y is the start of a new cycle, we'll probably see it in either the second or third game of the cycle. Just because we're seeing G-Witch in Y.
Season 1. What? We'll start saying things with G-Witch Season 2.
Maybe. It's one of those weird things where specifically because G-Witch is an AU, the same AU doesn't tend to show up in multiple games in a row. So we, like, if again this is the start of a new cycle, we probably won't see it in the second game of the cycle. We might see it in the third game. They would do Full Witch from Mercury.
Well, we already know they're doing something weird with this one where they are doing their own story post events of Season 1.
Yes.
You guys are amazing, all 4 of you.
But again, the thing about that being is that it being part of a
Honestly,
cycle doesn't
connection
necessarily mean the games are interconnected.
Correct,
It's not, like, because VXT weren't
they're not
actually connected.
Honestly, it could just been 2 members. Playing this now.
I just find it interesting that they're basically
Doing-
doing their own
yeah.
Witch from Mercury story, effectively.
Presumably because when they were writing Y,
Or
season
second
2
season
hadn't
was
come
out.
out yet.
Or they were like working with the production notes for Season 1.
And then things changed.
And then they're like, well, Season 2 is not out. We need to get done with this part of the game.
Or
So,
even they had like early drafts of what was going to be
It
season
happened.
2, but they changed
you know,
in production what season 2 was going to be changed. Something along those lines. Not unheard of. Sorry, Pac-Man was in DE, not Cross Omega, the other mobile game.
don't need to bring up Baron Ashura. It's not going to help any part of this conversation.
The other thing that was in DD that is genuinely baffling to me, but funny as shit. So in DD, you know, the mobile game, they had Voltes V Legacy.
Uh-huh. That's really rough, the comment of, I hope you have the kids act like a dream someday. I can't believe I live in a world without Oliver.
Voltes V Legacy is a 2023 Philippine live-action television drama action science fantasy series.
Oh yeah, we haven't mentioned that before, have we?
No,
Yeah. I did run across that.
it's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's official. They did a live-action Voltes V sequel series in the Philippines.
As it turns out, Voltes V was popular in the
Extremely
Philippines.
popular in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, wasn't it Brazil that Saint Seiya got like hyper popular in?
Saint Seiya is hyper popular in a lot of Spanish-speaking countries and France.
But yeah, there's been a couple places where a following grew that was so strong they got supplemental material for something that like no one else did. They just made it for that audience because it's like, oh, this audience really loves X.
Like,
France.
so we are clear, by the way, this is also not some just like, you know, oh, sure, they threw together a few episodes. It's 90 episodes.
All right.
Fair enough.
It ran, just so we are clear on this, like, not in like syndication, not in like reruns. It ran in its original production run 5 days a week.
What's the shooting schedule?
And so we are clear.
We just had the
this is-
cameraman follow you around and real.
This is not some sort of like, oh, well, I mean, obviously it's like short form, like, oh, they're like, they must be like
Like
5 minute
full-
episodes. They are 23 to 31 minute episodes.
Full length episodes, okay. I got nothing.
That's dedication.
That's dedication and love of a series because nothing else could make a
It-
shooting schedule like that go on.
It ran from May 8th, 2023 to September 8th, 2023 with a total of 90 episodes. 5 days a week. Yeah, Voltes V Legacy is fucking wild. It is, if I remember correctly, also just entirely available on YouTube.
Okay.
I will have to go check that out at some point.
I don't remember if it's actually like subtitled or anything, but Okay, so it looks like the YouTube uploads may have been taken down, but it is available on the site we use to watch Tokusatsu stuff, which I'm not going to name on stream.
Here.
Yeah, Voltes V Legacy is just fucking wild in concept. It is also worth noting, I should be, again, 100% clear. Voltes V Legacy was made in 2023. Voltes V was made in 1977? They made the series 45 years later in the Philippines. And it's also not like some like jank ass series. Like, honestly, like I'll probably pull it up when we're back from dinner after stream just to show off like the first episode. The effects in it are good. And again, yes, Shiv asked.
They had 45 years to go.
It's like, and as Shiv, like, you know, kind of, it's like spouted when I first announced like the airing 5 days a week. What the fuck was must their production schedule have been like? Because again, the effects, the costume, it all actually looks pretty good.
Do a 90 episode, like full episode length series with a 5-day a week release. It's like, holy shit.
And like those dates, right, that I talked about, you might be like, oh, well, okay, sure. You know, Voltes 5 originally came out in like 77, but like, oh, maybe it aired, you know, much later in the Philippines. Voltes 5 was first broadcast in the Philippines on May 5th, 1978.
Save it for
It took 45 years preparing.
Right, save it for whenever it counts. So a day ending in Y.
Yep.
Okay, you guys have real levels.
And looking into it further, I have an actual answer for you, Shiv. The director, Mark A. Reyes, was attached to the series for 8 years. The costumes alone took a year to produce, undergoing several revisions. Production did get delayed by COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. Principal photography commenced on May 28th, 2021, was halted in August 2021 due to enhanced community quarantine in Metro Manila, resumed on September 18th, 2021, and concluded in August 2023.
Okay, so they shot for 2 years.
with some of that overlapping
Yeah.
past the debut of the series. Because it debuted on May, so they had done a year and a half of shooting basically by the time the series actually debuted, and then did a few
Finished the
months
rest of
of
it up while it was
shooting
running.
for the end of the series.
Help.
Yeah.
That's Jesus.
Oh.
The pilot episode got a 14.6% Nielsen rating in the Philippines. That's actually fucking insane.
Yeah.
The final episode got a 13.8.
Everyone tuning in. Edge was fine. He was in no danger.
No. I might, by sheer volume, been eventually in danger of running out of energy.
The beam saber was pretty efficient.
Yeah. I was spending like 20 anyway, so. For kill, so.
That's actually what needs to make a return. We need Tosho Daimos or Battle Commander Daimos. It's the third part of that trilogy. Even though it doesn't have the V or the 5 in the name,
Yeah.
it is the quote-unquote robot romance trilogy, all by the same director, which is Combattler, Voltez, and Daimos.
Yeah.
The last time that one showed up was Alpha 3. It has been in the mobile games. Not crossing again, DD, but
刻め極限まで高視力を燃やすファイナルカイザーブレードだギャーは
正々堂々勝負だどうかめっけジン行くぞジン暴行
逃がさないこれで
Sword of Eos. Use it to open cans. Keep it in the special drawer with the soup strainer. Of Eos.
There it is.
Because everybody have Valor for it.
Yeah.
Throw it in this drawer with the strainer.
Yep.
Pretty much. Being said, that's probably a good place for us to call it for today, because we don't really have enough time to get through any of the other kind of major missions. Join us tomorrow as we continue our playthrough of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. We're getting kind of close to the end of that as well. We're probably about, let's say, 2/3 of the way through, thereabouts.
A little bit, yeah.
And then on Thursday, we'll be back with more review of Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 books. We do our retrospective on that game. Then we'll be right back here next Sunday with more Super Robot Wars 30. Until then, I've been Bograt.
I've been the Krampus.
I've been Chiv.
I've been hunted.
And I'm Vincent.
Have a good one, everyone.